Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about some of the first thoughts and kind of things in my head as we have a Challenger back in the garage. So first off, I think everybody pretty well knows these cars are targeted for car thieves. So we probably won't be taking this out a whole lot while we're living down here in Florida until we get to the new house, because we're pretty well in one of the hot spots for these, being close to Tampa. So if you have one, do yourself a favor, put a GPS system in it, maybe a secondary GPS system if you already have the factory Dodge one that tracks the vehicle. There's a few other different things, which you'll see. There's tons of videos out there on anti-theft devices for these. But right off the bat, this color, I'm pretty happy we ended up waiting out for a blue one instead of going with a Hellraisin. This color just kind of pops from any kind of different light. It's a different color. And when it's out in the sun, it's actually almost the same exact color as our 5th gen. And yes, we already took the bumper protector off of it. It's fine. So when we were shopping around for these, a lot of them were just very weird spec'd cars. So you'd have a blue one with silver stripes, and then have the brass monkey package, you know, the bronze wheels, and the bronze fuel cap. And there was just a lot of different ones out there that we saw, and it's kind of weird color combinations. Like there was F8 green ones that had red interior. We saw one that was black with red stripes, bronze wheels, orange calipers. And we really just kind of wanted more of a toned down, normal spec. So this was really the one we had to have. We have the leather stitched dash, heated cooled seats. We do have a leather wrapped steering wheel, just because of where we optioned for that. So if you've been around for a little while, follow me on Instagram, you would have seen our 2016 red one. So the red one had been wrecked, repainted. It just wasn't something we were going to keep around. It ended up getting tuned for E85, and it was just too much to really mess with. It just wasn't practical anymore. And then, back then, it was just a different crowd. Hellcats were getting stolen, but it wasn't really like a thing like it is now. So ultimately, it just wasn't the car for us. We didn't keep it. And also, where we're moving to, the whole E85 thing just doesn't work. There's nobody that has E85 up there. Hell, we're like 20 minutes from a gas station. So really, one of these cars is more of a driving experience. I wouldn't say it's the fastest thing ever or anything like that. It's a quick car for what it is. But, let's be real, it's a heavy car. It's built more for comfort, in my opinion, and more of a driving experience. It's not quite like a Turbo S or anything, but if you just want to get in something and cruise, go up in the mountains, have a little fun, it's perfect for that. Are we going to be doing any drag races with this? No. This is going to be for, going up in the mountains, living in the middle of nowhere, back roads, that sort of thing. So, it'll probably pretty much stay stock. Probably won't really get driven much, as the whole, theft thing is going around. And these are very hard to find right now. Like, if you're looking for a certain one that's not white, you're probably going to have some trouble with it, especially if you want a wide body. And you know, when you're shopping around, you can get the Scat Pack that looks identical to this, same color blue, wide body, same seats pretty much. But dealers are wanting like 70 grand for one of those. And pretty much for 70 grand, you can get a non-Redeye, non-wide body Hellcat, which is kind of strange. You know, for that price, you may as well just opt for the Hellcat. But then it's like, well, for another 10 grand, you can get the wide body Redeye. But then from there, you know, if you're already spending that money, you may as well just get the car you want. So that's how we ended up with this one. MSRP on it was about $93,000. We paid a little under MSRP, so that's pretty good for us. So also, to touch on a couple things, insurance for us. You know, we have USAA, multi-card discounts. We do not have this one listed as our primary driver. For 6 months, you know, keep in mind also, we don't have a loan on it. It's paid off in full. So full coverage for us is about $684 every 6 months, which that's really not bad considering, you know, what it is and what other people are probably paying for it. You know, granted, there is other expenses like tires for the wide body are about $500 a piece. So if you're doing all the way around, that's $2 grand, $1 grand for just to do the rear, which is the usual. And then, you know, naturally you have to put premium in it, things like that. So there is quite a bit of cost going into ownership as far as, you know, if you're using it, you know, if it's just sitting around for a while, you know, just make sure the tires don't get flat spots, keep the oil changed. But that's really about it. I mean, you know, it's not too crazy to own. For a lot of people, you know, if you're younger, you have a loan on it, insurance will be very expensive, probably double or triple what I said we pay. And if that was the price for us, we just wouldn't go for that because value. But the only real option this thing doesn't have is the sunroof, which the red one had a sunroof. You know, it was all right. It was fun. My daughter liked it because we'd open up the sunroof, you know, when you're going down the street. And she liked, you know, the windows open, sunroof open, all the wind coming in, the supercharger winding up. You know, it was an experience. So this one doesn't have the sunroof. But again, you know, if you're on Instagram or anything like that, you see the memes about it. I mean, yeah, they say, you know, Hellcat shouldn't have sunroofs because they're a race car, blah, blah, makes them heavier. It's kind of a joke, really, in my opinion. But so, I mean, as far as content for this, you'll probably be seeing it around in the background mostly. We'll probably be doing oil changes on it, things like that. As far as modifying it, no, not really. But, you know, we'll see. At this point, it's just there's so much other stuff to do that this is a daily, even though we aren't really going to be driving it much. So if you haven't already seen the trunk in these, they are decently big. This is, I'm pretty sure, pretty close to the same size as in the 300. You could probably fit about 3 people back here. As far as these stripes on it, I really don't know about it. It looks good from afar when it just looks satin black. But then when you're up close to it, it has that carbon fibery texture to it. Which to me, all I think is fake carbon fiber. And that kind of kills it for me. But we'll see. Maybe we'll keep it, maybe we'll take it off, maybe we'll put another color on, who knows. And for those who don't know, real Redeye badges have the little jewel in the eye, at least on all the ones I've seen. So under here, pretty clean. Again, we had the little red eye. So this is the new toy for a while. Also pretty cool in a quirky way, although they probably just do it so they can charge more money. The little Challenger outline on the windshield. That's pretty cool. And I don't know why, but these 11-inch wheels just look so much better than the stock, you know, normal non-wide body ones. Having this extra little lip on the edge with the concaveness to it. Pretty cool in my opinion. I really like that. So really, that's kind of the first couple thoughts I have with the car. You know, we might go a little more in depth on a few different things, but overall, she's here until we make the move. Also, I believe in a day or two, we'll probably have the Charger Daytona here from my brother's collection. He should be down next week, actually, with one of his newer cars. From there, we might do a video with him or two. Y'all have seen him before. You know, we did his 2nd gen Cummins in bedliner. So he'll probably be around next week. We'll be doing some things on the house, trying to get the house ready for sale, and that sort of thing. So also, a lot of people ask why I favor these seats over the leather. Two things. First off, being Florida, leather gets hot, very hot, especially if it's black leather. And also, when we're up at the other house and it's cold, you know, snowing basically, the seats get cold. So this, the nice weighty material, a whole lot better to sit on than cold leather, and we still have heated seats. So, just seemed like a good idea for us. And this is what we got going on. There's just something good about that new car smell. But with that being said, I think that's going to be all for this video, pretty much. I think the next video probably will either be doing the 4th gen Ram, servicing on that, or our 04 2nd gen Durango. We're going to be putting helper bags on it, rear shocks, doing a couple little things like that. So be sure to follow along. We got a few things coming in, even more than just this. Should be interesting next few months.